Pre-game live, presented by Fields Auto Group.
It's Jake Arrieta night, so can we just chalk up a W?
I envision pitching like this, throwing no hitters.
Anytime he goes out there, you think he can throw one.
All eyes on the pitcher. Swing and a miss. 3 outs away.
You'd never want to interfere with somebody's greatness.
Here comes the 2-2. In the air, this should do it. Jason Hayward makes a catch. It's a no-hitter. Jake Arrieta has done it again.
Cubs history, the last time he was on the mound, rain kept the Cubs from flying the W yesterday at Wrigley, but 15-5, they are off to their best start, 20 games since 1907. And today, Jake Arrieta takes the ball again against the Brewers for the first time since he no-hit the Reds last week. Hello and welcome to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group alongside Todd Hollinsworth. I'm Luke Stuckmeyer. Still no makeup date announced yet for yesterday's rainout, but after pitching that no-hitter early in the season, Jake Arrieta, maybe an extra day's rest isn't a bad thing early in the season.
Well, honestly, that's what I would have wagered, even going back to the no-hitter, thinking about how that was playing itself out. If you think back to his last, the no-hitter, mid-innings, there was a couple moments there where his pitch count was at 80, 82. Great to hear Joe Maddon talk about it, capitalizing on the moment, but I started to think, let him go. I mean, if this gets up to 120, 125, maybe you give him an extra day's rest. Interestingly enough, we get the rain out yesterday, gets him that extra day's rest.
No need to wear him out early in the season. Cubs, of course, had a real nice ceremony back at Wrigley Field to recognize Arrieta's second no-hitter. They gave him the jersey that he wore that night against the Reds. His family and David Ross were also on the field for the ceremony. Jake is the reigning National League Player of the Week, 20-1 with a 0.86 earned run average with just 33 walks and, how about this, 173 strikeouts in his last 24 starts since June 21st. That is the best 24-start stretch in franchise history. I guess he's been pretty good.
Yeah, you think so? I was going to ask you, Luke, when you're playing your video games at home, can you even put up numbers like that? I don't think any of us can. It's that comical. He's been that good. The one thing I love to talk about with Jake Arrieta is the bad contact. You saw it in the Cincinnati game. You've seen it all season long. Guys have such a hard time, all of his arsenal, all of his pitches, finding the barrel of the bat. And more than not, it's not about the high strikeout totals that come along with it. It's actually about the pop-ups, the weak grounders, and the balls that just, in a lot of ways are easy for defenders to defend and make those plays because they're not coming off the bat with any velocity.
Baseball history tells you at some point he's got to come back a little bit, right?
Right.
At some point, or is he really going to be this good?
Well, the fact of the matter is he's got 4 dominant pitches, Luke, and that's what makes him unique amongst the aces. You talk about the Chris Archers around baseball or guys that might stick out in your mind, Syndergaard or Harvey, these guys, they have a predominant pitch that is their best. With Syndergaard, 99 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour. Harvey, we can talk about the slider, the high velocity. You look down in Tampa Bay with Archer in particular. Great slider, great fastball velocity. When it comes to Jake, he's got a good changeup, and he barely uses it because he's so good and doesn't even have to go to that point. He's got 2 fastballs, the 2-seamer, the 4-seamer, the ability to expand the strike zone. And then, of course, you talk about how devastating his slider is. It's the best in the game right now. The numbers prove it out. Being pinned up against Clayton Kershaw going back to the beginning of the 2015 season, he is by far the best pitcher in the game of baseball, and he's the hardest guy to hit.
He's making baseball history right now. Kelly Krull is at Wrigley Field with our Coors Light game report. We go out to Wrigley, and Kelly, how about back-to-back no-hitters? Is that too much to ask for out there?
I would certainly like to see it, Luke. I think that sounds like a fantastic way to warm up another chilly day here at Wrigley Field, but certainly the Cubs ace anxious to get back on the bump. Of course, as you guys were talking about, he not only had Monday, the off day, but then yesterday's start pushed back, so 7 days rest after throwing 119 pitches last Thursday in Cincinnati. Joe Maddon said he will monitor that, but if they are in a no-hit situation once again, he said it is still early in the season. They don't have to, of course, just play that by ear as the time comes. But on top of the waiting game, Jake has also spent all week answering questions about the PED rumors, the discussion going on, which of course took on a mind of its own, if you will, when he told a reporter that, of course, guys in the league have asked if he's taken something just because of how good he's doing. But this is his response in a very matter-of-fact manner on Tuesday afternoon.
I think it's flattering to hear mentions of that. You know, my teammates and personally myself, I know I've never taken any shortcuts, and I don't ever intend to. I think it's funny because I've always been in good shape. I just sucked early in my career from a statistical perspective. So my body's always been very similar to how it is now. So it's just the numbers, the results are different. So, you know, people want to question things, and that's just kind of the nature of sports.
Jake even laughing off the situation there, but a number of players have taken to Twitter to voice their opinion on the subject. One example here from Houston Street, the Angels closer, saying the PED story, a prime example of horrible reporting, anything for a retweet at the expense of the sport with no evidence. We used to celebrate, he went on to say, achievement and hard work, but the truth is negativity sells. The Cubs have now won Arrieta's last 17 starts. He looks to make history this afternoon with his 25th straight quality start. Behind the plate will once again be David Ross because Miguel Montero moved to the DL with lower back stiffness. Tim Fedorovich is on his way up from AAA Iowa, and this is Montero talking about the discomfort he is in before this afternoon's game.
Reach out.
I did have this before. It was even worse before, so I don't want to get to that point. So I'm going to try to just take it easy for a couple of days and see how it goes. I mean, at this point, I've been, 4 days, and it's still pretty tight, so, you know, it's just like, okay, I can't actually back up, I can't actually play, but what if I aggravate it even more? So it's early in the year, so it's not, I don't feel like it's necessary just to get, you know, I'm going to try to be 15 days in a month or month and a half on the DL, so.
And because Fedorovich is not here in Chicago yet, guys, Madden did say that Montero could be used in an emergency situation this afternoon, but if he does not play, the DL stint would be retroactive to Monday. Like you heard Montero saying, maybe 10 days more on the DL, just give himself some rest. This is something he dealt with in 2013 with the Diamondbacks and spent almost a month on the disabled list at that point. So certainly trying to catch it early and just give himself the rest he needs to be good for the team here this afternoon. That'll do it from Wrigley Field. Let's go ahead and send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Stay loose out there. You might have to be the third catcher just in case today.
I'll work on it.
The Dodgers without any base hits. 2 down, bottom of the 9th. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, a no-hitter. Jake Arrieta has just pitched a no-hitter at Dodger Stadium.
Here comes the 2-2. In the air, this should do it. Jason Hayward makes a catch. It's a no-hitter. Jake Arrieta has done it again.
Time for our poll question. Which Jake Arrieta no-hitter was more fun to watch? Was it last August against the Dodgers, or was it his last start against the Reds? You can vote right now. CSN Chicago /vote. Todd, the floor is yours. What do you think?
I would go with the one, his first one. I think because of the way that the story has been scripted and written for Jake Arrieta and his career here with the Chicago Cubs, going back to the start with the Dodgers. It was a tight ball game. Pitches mattered. It was late in the year. This was a team that was pushing, that had surprised everybody. We had been waiting on Jake Arrieta. The conversation leading up into this game was, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? We watched him 4 or 5 different times take no-hitters past the 5th inning into the 6th, and we've watched the dominating performance. So really, it's just seeing him do it the first time. I don't think there's an ounce of me that was surprised at what we witnessed. What was it, last Thursday?
Yeah.
You know, the second one. Why should there be? We've continued to watch him dominate the National League hitters, and you see the frustration. So to watch what he went through, I factor in the score of the ball game as well. This was a game that became about Jake. As the Cubs offense was rolling against the Reds, this was all about his no-hitter. I don't think it put any more pressure on the situation. I don't think the pitch count was... Everything could have been managed because the game was in check. And I go back to that first one, the game with the Dodgers, that was not the case.
Do you get nervous watching a no-hitter? My perspective of this game was behind the Blackhawks bench, waiting for a game to finish in playoff hockey, and at the same time, we're watching on an iPad to see if Jake Arrieta is throwing a no-hitter. So I had 2 things going at one time. What was it like for you?
I don't think my blood pressure really rises. I mean, it's what I see from the opposition, and I say this an awful lot in regards to pitching. I watch hitters and how they react to what they see. And when I see disconnected disconnected bats, guys out on their front foot, guys completely unsure of what they're looking to accomplish in the box against Jake Arrieta, it just proves how good he is and how dominant he is. It's like even the pitch selection that he uses, you know, whether he goes with the two-seam fastball or the slider in most spots, it always seems to have a purpose, and the effectiveness is there. He doesn't waste pitches, and I mean, he's the game's greatest right now.
Well, the fans have weighed in. 59% say that first no-hitter of the Dodgers, so they agree with you. Today's CSN Bar of the Game, presented by Coors Light, is the Scoreboard Bar and Grill. If you aren't heading out to Wrigley Field today and you want to watch, make sure you join the CSN broadcast at Scoreboard Bar and Grill in Lake Zurich if you're out that way. To see the complete list of CSN Bars of the Game presented by Coors Light, visit csnchicago.com. Okay, let's take a look at today's pitching matchup, brought to you by Bona, the original Italian beef. And, of course, we have Jake Arrieta on the mound against Taylor Youngman. Taylor Youngman has struggled a little bit, and in his last start, he just couldn't find the plate.
Well, he's really struggling right now. This is a tremendous opportunity for the Cubs offense to come rolling out after a rain out, a day off. Now, I talked about this at times. They come out a little sleepy, it seems like, after a day off, and it's understandable. These guys work their tails off all season long. Love to see them come out and really jump on Youngman, who has struggled, no doubt about it. Has made it to 6 innings one time in his starts. He's got 10 walks on the season. He has really had issues. And to hear him after his last start talk about his mechanics, talk about his rhythm and his timing being off, really sets up one of those opportunities for the Cubs to kick a man when he's down, if you will. And that's really the way that I see this one. He's going to come in, try to get that fastball in the strike zone, try to factor in. He's got a great curveball, but he can't use it if he can't get ahead.
He probably was a little bit nervous going against this Cubs lineup in the first place. Does he feel more pressure knowing that Jake Arrieta is on the mound opposite him?
I think there's probably some pressure, but most pitchers at the major league level learn this, at least that you would hope. He's a young kid. Youngman's got a bright future. He's one of the Brewers' first picks back in the 11 draft. This kid has got a future with the Brewers, and he's got good stuff. One of the things you learn is that you're not going up against the opposition's starting pitcher. You're going up against the opposition's offense. So, listen, you're going to have enough issues going up against the Cubs' offense right now than to worry about what you've got to do against Arrieta. I think for him, he's going out there today to try to give his team a chance to win, whatever the bottom line is.
Tough matchup for the Brewers. Cubs pregame live presented by Fields Auto Group continues. When we come back, we'll take a look at a hot April for the Cubs, one of the best in franchise history.
This Cubs Injury Report is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy, taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
They treat you like you're their best friend or your family. It's almost like they can't do enough for you.
I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group. We simply treat people the way we want to be treated.
I get a personal treatment here, and I recommend it.
And now, lease a new 2016 Maserati Ghibli SQ4 for only $599 per month for 36 months at Fields Maserati on Green Bay Road in Winnetka.
It includes our free loaners, free car washes, and cafes. It's all part of the Fields Matters program. Fields Matters because you matter.
For the we in team. That's why we're here. This week, get great deals on the best brands like Nike, Under Armour, Easton, and more. Only at Sports Authority.
Chicago's favorite spot for prime steaks, the freshest seafood, and world-famous Florida stone crab. Come on down to Joe's.
Honda believes in helping you use your garage to its fullest potential. That's why we're offering great deals on the things you'll want in your garage, like the Honda CR-V. The best-selling SUV in America comes with a standard multi-angle rear-view camera and plenty of cargo space. Great for transporting lots of stuff, say to storage or the dump. Hurry to the Honda Dream Garage sales event. You've got a garage to fill. Time's running out on all the great deals. Don't miss the event. Now at your Honda dealer.
Well, it's cold, but so far, so good at the friendly confines. We are leading you right up to the Cubs and Brewers here on Comcast Sportsnet. Welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group. Cubs looking for win number 16 today, and what a start it has been to this season so far. With 3 games still remaining this month, the Cubs' 15 wins in the opening month are tied for 3rd most in franchise history. They also did that in 2001 and 2003. It was the 2008 Cubs that won 17 games in April, while the 1969 Cubbies won 16 in the month.
Well,
pretty good.
I'm going to continue to beat the drum. I really don't believe the Cubs have played their best baseball yet. That's the one thing that still got me excited about this group. I mean, look, we show Anthony's numbers up there. 205, 8 homers, 22 RBIs. Got a strong on-base percentage, strong OPS, no doubt about it. But we know these players well enough now. We've watched them grow and develop here. And I think most people will agree with me when we talk collectively about this offense. We've got a lot of guys with high RBI totals and homers and everything else to go along with it. But there's just this sense that there's even more. I mean, again, we've been doing this in cold weather here in Chicago. You know, the temperatures aren't rising yet. We're not watching balls flat of the yard. We know what this team is capable of doing. So I really am excited moving forward for what this team can do. I mean, I've said it out loud. I mean, there's some records out there that I think that maybe they accomplish, maybe they can get to. But they have clearly come out, even with the bullseye on their back, look like the best team in baseball.
You see how much batting average means when you see 205 on Anthony Rizzo. If you're watching the games, you realize he's been a great hitter. 205 doesn't mean a whole lot. Let's take a look at the Cubs lineup, brought to you by Wrigleyville Sports. And, of course, Anthony Rizzo in that lineup with 8 home runs on the season. Dexter Fowler at the top, then Hayward, Bryant, Rizzo batting cleanup, Zobrist, LaStella, and you see Ross behind the plate because of the injury.
Yeah, Ross is going to get extended playing time. We're going to push for you, Rossi, get you to the All-Star game, big guy. So capitalize on this downtime for Montero. Hopefully we can get you there. But he's off to a great start this season. One thing I want to talk about with the lineup today really is just the number of walks. We've talked about it at length, really why they've been so good. And we look at those batting averages. I just kind of wanted to explain it to people real quick. When you've got your leadoff hitter with 15 walks, Jason Hayward's got 11, Bryant 9, Rizzo 14, Zobrist. Ben Zobrist, right? You see 246. He's got 16 walks on the season, top 5 in baseball. Addison Russell. So what is that? 6 of our regulars totaling 75 walks in 20 games. It has been that collective wear down the starting pitcher, put guys on base, sit back and wait for that big hit, sometimes the big home run. We've watched this offense roll, but to a man, you got 6 guys, 6 regulars in there who have high on-base percentages and have given themselves many, many more opportunities than the opposition to score runs.
Time for Built for Business, presented by Comcast Business. Ryan Braun, one of the few who have done some damage against Jake Arrieta. Over the last 5 seasons, he's 4 for 10 against the Cubs ace with a homer and 4 RBI. Aaron Hill also decent numbers against Jake in his career. Comcast Business, built for business. And Aaron Hill, 7 hits and a homer against Arrieta in his career, hitting a little over 400 against him. Not the most ominous-looking Brewers lineup, but that is the lineup that will face Jake Arrieta today. Closing in on the Cubs and the Brew Crew at Wrigley Field. More coming up on Cubs Pregame Live after a quick timeout.
To showcase the impressive Infiniti QX50, we could have imagined it on a winding mountain pass, or somewhere even more cliche, like a downtown street. But what distinguishes the Infiniti QX50 isn't where you can take it, it's how you feel taking it there. With generous cargo space, extended second row legroom, and coupe-like handling, the QX50 from Infiniti. Lease the all-wheel drive Infiniti QX50 for $339 a month. Visit your Chicagoland Infiniti retailer.
Grow a beautiful lawn from the ground up with help from Menards. Thick and hardy grass seed withstands harsh weather extremes and heavy foot traffic. Pick up a bag for only $6.97 after rebate. Keep your lawn green with Rainbird. This automatic underground sprinkler kit includes 6 pop-up sprinkler heads, tubing, connectors, and a timer. Just connect to your outdoor faucet. Only $119. Do it yourself and save with Rainbird and Menards.
Save big money at Menards. Hate shopping for a used car because you feel like you might be buying someone else's problem? Well, with a Continental certified car, you don't have to worry. Just look for this. Buy with confidence knowing that the car has been through an 80-point quality and safety inspection. Comes with a 30-day, 1,000-mile warranty. And get this, a 3-day exchange policy. So check out our huge selection of Continental certified cars only at Continental Motors. 10 brands, 8 locations, thousands of choices. Only at Continental Motors and ContinentalMotors.com.
The BMW i8 surround view camera system keeps you fully aware of the road around you. Even when you're driving the BMW X3. This and other BMW i8 innovations available in the BMW X3. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. Visit your Chicagoland BMW centers today.
When looking for a van to take your business to the next level, look for more. With the Ram ProMaster and ProMaster City, you can do more, handle more, organize more, and get more out of every drop, all for less. Now, current competitive commercial owners or lessees are eligible for these cash allowances on the 2015 Ram ProMaster City.
Jake Arrieta has tossed 48.2 consecutive scoreless innings at Wrigley Field dating back to July 25th, 2015 against Philly. It is the longest streak in Wrigley Field history. Marks the longest streak for any pitcher at his home park since Ray Herbert threw 54 scoreless innings at Connie Mack Stadium in the early 60s. So 48 2/3 innings for Jake Arrieta. Welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group. Joe Madden has been around some great pitchers in all his years in this game, but this run by Arrieta has been historic. Here's the Cubs manager.
In the way he's pitching right now, the quality of his pitches, the location of his pitches, repetition of delivery, and just his sheer confidence. I mean, that really matters a lot. So I was trying to think of the guys that we faced in the past. I mean, you face a lot of good pitchers. Also, we face a lot of good pitchers. We're going to be facing a lot of good pitchers. And what you attempt to do, I think, is just, it's not about the manager as much as it is about the hitting coaches. When they look at the game plan and they look at the video and then they try to at least give a guy a clue or two or a hint or two. But at the end of the day, man, hitting's a reactionary position. And the pitcher is the proactive member. So, you could do all the prep work you want, but I promise you, if that guy's on and he's really good, there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Pretty cool moment for David Ross catching that game as well. In fact, Arrieta, after the game, immediately told his wife that he did it for Rossi, and so Ross catches the no-hitter. He's back behind the plate today, and here's the Cubs veteran catcher before today's game.
The cool thing for me was how happy all my teammates were for me. I think that's that says a lot, and their reactions were really cool. And again, just that I think Jake's talking about getting me a watch or something. It's like, I don't know how the payment enough was that bear hug. Like that hug in the game. There's not a better feeling than that. And then again, I must have hugged everybody. I was about to start crying on the field. It was like, it's just one of those things that when you see the joy of everybody else happy for you and the whole situation, that's kind of overwhelming.
And I know Cap embraced you and there was some sobbing going on, but what was it like for Ross?
It's great to see. I'm so happy for David Ross that he obviously gets to catch the no-hitter. Certainly big. But the reaction, and it's great to hear Rossi talk about it. The one thing that really stands out to me is getting into that clubhouse and understanding how they work and getting to see them appreciate David Ross. That's just it. Clubhouses are so different. You have friends. Sometimes you maybe even have enemies in there. But this group is a special group. There's no doubt that there's a strong bond and relationship in that room. And what I mean by that is that they pull for each other. When you get old, things kind of move in a different direction. But when you're still at 37 years old, having everybody pull for you, boy, you're in a great spot.
All right, time for a break here on Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group. When we come back, Holly's keys to the game and who will be today's key performer.
Oh, turned up my jam.
I'm feeling woke. Oh, found our chill.
Close enough.
Try the deliciously juicy Daily Double, now only $2.19 at McDonald's.
4x for scenic routes that only you find scenic. For the great outdoors and the great indoors. For knowing boundaries are there to be crossed.
4x4 today, tomorrow we'll never say
Jeep Cherokee. It's how we live 4x forever. Get 0% APR for 75 months or $2,500 combined cash allowance plus $500 bonus cash on 2016 Cherokee models.
We are the Coors Brewing Company, and our mountain is brewing the world's most refreshing beer. A beer proud enough to wear our name in big, red, scripted letters. That's why we lager, filter, and package cold. Because we believe every climb deserves a refreshing finish. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you.
We're never having kids.
Breathe. A little bit here.
We are never moving to the suburbs.
We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Honda believes in helping you use your garage to its fullest potential. That's why we're offering great deals on the things you'll want in your garage, like the Honda CR-V. The best-selling SUV in America comes with a standard multi-angle rear-view camera and plenty of cargo space. Great for transporting lots of stuff, say to storage or the dump. Hurry to the Honda Dream Garage sales event. You've got a garage to fill. Time's running out on all the great deals. Don't miss the event. Now at your Honda dealer.
It's the mesmerizing McGriddles. Try your choice of bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, or sausage, egg, and cheese with the small McCafe coffee and hash browns for just $4 at McDonald's.
Time for our Fields Auto Group keys to the game. Todd Hollingsworth and his red tie.
All right, that's right, red tie. Thanks, Mars. Luke's got a blue one on. Here you go, Pounce. Taylor Youngman, he has struggled this year. Listen, this is the opportunity that you really want to see in the first inning. He has struggled. 11.25 ERA. He's made 4 starts. This is his 5th start. He's had issues in that first inning. Numbers stand out. 400 batting average against, 455 on base percentage, and the slugging percentage. Now, he's only given up a couple homers, but he has created a lot of traffic for himself out there, and I think there's a real opportunity to come out today ready to swing those bats, get Arrieta some early runs. Repeat performance. Hey, listen, we're keeping our fingers crossed. Maybe we get to see another no-no. That would be really, really cool. The one thing that I will speak to on the Brewers, they will be aggressive against Jake Arrieta today. If we think that they're going to sit back and start to take pitches and try to build something against them, you're crazy. They're coming out swinging the bats. The other thing that I would add, the Brewers have been more aggressive than any other team in baseball against Jake Arrieta in the stolen base department. They will try to put some guys in motion, so let's make sure that the Cubs are on top of that as well. The Braun factor is the last one. He's the one guy that really does stand out in their lineup. We talked about his numbers against Jake Arrieta, 4 for 10 with a home run. He's always hit well at Wrigley Field, so that's something that you've got to keep in check. He feels good in the box. He knows where he belongs, and he's gotten good results. And by the way, he's seen one pitch in this series already. Came up with a 2-run double, so keep Braun in check, no doubt about it.
All right, time to get interactive again with our fan vote, csnchicago.com/vote. Who will be today's key performer? Go ahead, make your selection at home. Todd, what are your thoughts?
I'm going with Chris Bryant today. I like the numbers and I like the splits, kind of what they tell me. Right-handers have had a lot of success against Youngman. I'm going with that 421 bat average against for the righties, and I'm thinking Chris Bryant has a big day.
I see a lot of people going Rizzo there. They're not sure. Cap wanted me to get his vote in. He was thinking, well, I might go with Rizzo, but he always liked Brian LaHair. So Cap is choosing Brian LaHair.
I think it's an outstanding pick, all things considered. You know, Cap's not here, so Cap's pick really doesn't count today.
Right. Well, Brian LaHair should count because he always wanted Quaddy to play him more, so now
it's your pick. I mean, go with LaHair.
Brian LaHair is the choice. Rizzo is the winner, unfortunately, for Cap. Thanks for watching Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group. We will see you back here for Cubs Postgame Live when it's all over. But right now, we send you out to the best in the business, Len Casper and Jim Deshea, ready for Cubs baseball. It's the Cubs and Brewers, Jake Arrieta on the mound. Len, we're looking forward to this. It looks like we've got good enough weather to play baseball out there.
Luke and Holly, we do at this point. Wind not quite as rough as it was yesterday. Obviously, we may see some raindrops, but it would be great to play uninterrupted today.
Yeah, it's a pitcher's day here with cold weather, wind blowing in, and of course, anytime Jake Arrieta is the pitcher, it's a pitcher's day. He's basically become Voldemort to hitters in the National League. They hear his name and they quake. It's Arrieta Day, and it should be a fun day here at the ballpark.
Yeah. So where do you want to go in terms of the angle with Jake today? Obviously, he's trying to pull the Johnny Vandermeer and more on the lefty from 1938 here in a second, but all kinds of directions we could go.
The numbers are off the charts. Since June 21st, 24 starts, 20-1 with an 0.86 earned run average. He has pitched 48 plus consecutive scoreless innings in this ballpark. The only pitcher in history to make 6 consecutive scoreless starts in their home ballpark. I mean, anyway, you dissect this guy, his splits versus the Brewers, day, night, doesn't matter. He is simply the best in the business.
So let's go back to Johnny Vandermeer. It has been called the one unbreakable record because somebody would have to throw 3 consecutive no-hitters to break his mark set back in 1938. Walked a lot of guys in the second no-hitter, which actually was the first game under the lights at Ebbets Field. And I've been reading about Vandermeer. He said in that third game when he finally gave up a hit, he was actually relieved because of all the publicity.
All the pressure, all the publicity that was around him. He was just a kid, 24 years old when he did the deed, the back-to-back no-hitters. It was his first full year in the big leagues. He was a hard-throwing left-hander. He walked a bunch of guys. He led the league in strikeouts on at least one occasion. He had a nice career. He made 3 or 4 All-Star teams. Not a Hall of Famer. Ended up with a losing record in his career, but he could really deliver the mail. Real hard thrower. He had a first night game at Ebbets Field, so the conditions weren't particularly good for the hitters. And the interesting thing is they turned the lights on at about 8:30, I guess, and had to wait another half hour, 40 minutes for the lights to kind of become fully illuminated. But it was a big deal in Brooklyn. They had Jesse Owens there that day, the Olympian, racing Dodger hitters around the field before the game. Babe Ruth was on hand, and Vandermeer obviously delivered.
Were you there?
I had tickets, and the StubHub, the number was going up, so I hawked mine, and I went to a tavern and watched it.
That happens. You followed the game on Twitter, I know. We'll talk more with Patrick Mooney here in a couple of minutes, but Cubs are going to make a move. Might be after the game, depending on whether Tim Fedorovich can get here in time. But Miguel Montero is going to spend a couple of weeks on the DL.
Yeah, he's got a back thing, and I think he probably could play, but this early in the year, he doesn't want to really aggravate it and be out for an extended period of time. And catcher's one position you just can't mess around with. You got to have a capable backup in case your starting catcher were to get hurt. And the other concern is, David Ross is not a young guy, and Joe Madden is going to be very careful as to how much he uses Rossi. So Fedorovich is good. He's very good behind the plate. He's been swinging the bat well down at AAA, and he swung the bat well in spring training, and he'll get his chances here.
Would you be surprised if Jake at least goes, 4 or 5 innings into the game without allowing a hit?
He goes 9 up, 9 down so often. Some guys have a hard time getting up to speed, but Arrieta is one of those guys comes out of the bullpen throwing bullets. Essentially, at this point, there's nothing he would do that would surprise me other than have a bad game. That's the real outlier. If he were to have a bad game, and sooner or later, he's probably going to have one.
All right, appointment television when Jake Arrieta pitches, and he's scheduled to go here in now a 2-game series finale against Milwaukee. Our Cubs insider is next. Patrick Mooney. Stay with us.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com.
They treat you like you're their best friend or your family. It's almost like they can't do enough for you.
I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group. We simply treat people the way we want to be treated.
I get a personal treatment here, and I recommend it.
And now, lease a new 2016 Maserati Ghibli SQ4 for only $599 per month for 36 months at Fields Maserati on Green Bay Road in Winnetka.
It includes our free loaners, free car washes, and cafes. It's all part of the Fields Matters program. Fields matters because you matter.
This rusty mess isn't going anywhere. Don't trust it to just any cleaner. Trust CLR. CLR makes quick work of the toughest jobs, dissolving crusty white buildup so your shower runs like new. CLR cuts through hard water buildup and helps keep your washer running clean. CLR also earned the EPA's Safer Choice seal, so it's safer for your family. Trust the power of the CLR family and trust your clean to CLR. CLR is available at these fine retailers.
Great time for a shiny floor wax, no?
Not if you just put the finishing touches on your latest masterpiece. Timing's important. Comcast Business knows that. That's why you can schedule an installation at a time that works for you, even late at night or on the weekend if that's what you need, because you have enough to worry about. I did not see that coming.
Don't deal with disruptions. Get better internet installed on your schedule. Comcast Business, built for business.
Kirby! Kirby!
Some things work better when they're connected, like your HD DVR, connected to the internet now, and you can restart shows already in progress with one click. Even reverse time and watch shows you've missed in the last 72 hours. Connecting your HD DVR is easy and it's free. Go to directtv.com/connect to learn how.
If your family is complete, the most reliable form of contraception is a vasectomy. The board-certified urologists at Advanced Urology Associates specialize in no-scalpel outpatient procedures. A vasectomy is the most effective form of contraception, so you can enjoy the exact same sexual function. Take advantage of your 2015 health benefits before your deductible and co-insurance reset in 2016. Now is the best time to schedule that procedure you've been putting off. Advanced Urology Associates. Safe, simple, and effective.
Sportsnet Central every night at 6:30, 10, 10:30, and midnight.
Back here at Wrigley Field, and you can follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, all season long on CSNChicago.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich, serving the community for 38 years. Go to jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Just moments away from the Cubs hosting the Brewers, and as we mentioned earlier, a DL move is coming, whether it's here in the final minutes before the first pitch or after the game. Miguel Montero is headed to the DL. Tim Fedorovich is here from AAA.
Yeah, I think the big thing for Cubs fans on Twitter are wondering, when is Wilson Contreras coming, the organization's top catching prospect? And Joe Maddon said he thinks Wilson could make a difference maybe in the second half. But at this point, the Cubs don't feel he's anywhere close to being ready to handling what's a very veteran, major league pitching staff. Him telling Jake Arrieta or John Lackey what to do is hard to envision now. But even Montero admitted, before the game, at a certain point you have to find out that it was far harder than he thought it was coming up, the mental side of the game up here. But, at a certain point you have to kind of throw him into the deep end. And I think we might see that at some point here this season.
In terms of Montero, it sounds like hopefully just a 15-day deal.
Ideally, but he compared this to something he had in 2013 with the Diamondbacks, and he missed almost a month at that time. At this point of the season, though, I think he felt it was better to just kind of rest, try and get right, instead of having it develop into something bigger. He got an MRI and was awaiting the results on that, but he said he thought he had some bulging discs, kind of an issue he's dealt with before, and we'll just have to see when he can get healthy.
Now, in terms of the roster right now, the amount of versatility, Javier Baez coming back from the DL, I think he has started more games than a lot of people thought he might here these last few days. That's because Joe loves his defensive versatility.
He wanted him on the opening day roster last year, and he had a difficult season personally and professionally last year. But I think you're seeing, what Joe Maddon loves about having a flexible, versatile roster, even to the point where Baez had caught a little bit in high school, to where he's kind of this emergency option if they ever needed, that third catcher. And I think that shows kind of his baseball IQ, his toughness, all those things that Joe really appreciates.
And because of the strength of the bench, Joe really has stuck to his spring training plan of giving the regulars days off. Anthony Rizzo probably plays the most, but it's good to see Fowler and Hayward get a day here or there. Cubs insider Patrick Mooney, make sure you follow him on Twitter as well. It's time now for our national anthem.
At this time, please remain standing and join Wayne Mesmer as he honors America with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's
dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Yeah, Xfinity built this newer thingy that lets me search with my voice.
We're good. Don't fall for DirecTV. Find shows faster with the X1 voice remote, only from Xfinity. Sign up today or get started with this great offer. Call or go online today.
Grandioso. Colossal. Jumbo. The Jumbo Collection from the Illinois Lottery. Win up to $3 million instantly. Get ready to live large.
Taking the hassle out of yard work just got even easier. During the Echo National Sales Event, get a pro-grade Echo trimmer or handheld blower for only $149.99 each, backed by a 5-year warranty. But hurry, these deals will be gone before you know it. So take back your yard with Echo.
T-Mobile hit it out of the park. We doubled our LTE coverage to cover over 305 million Americans. And our new extended range LTE goes 2 times farther and works 4 times better in buildings than before. Switch to T-Mobile for major league coverage today.
We started with the class-leading RX. We gave it paddle shifters to help you command the road. A sport mode to help you control the road. And a sport-tuned suspension to help you connect with the road. The Lexus RX F-Sport. This is the RX Elevated. Lease the 2016 RX 350 for $419 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Transparency. Low fares. Nothing to hide.
Back here at Wrigley Field, Jake Arrieta will try to follow up his second career no-hitter. Let's hear from his manager, Joe Maddon, on if at all he's changed.
I haven't seen him change a bit. I really haven't. I've just got to know him really well last year. I think he really handles those particular moments when he's confronted really well because he's very matter of fact. He's very self-confident. He knows who he is. So when he answers the questions, he could answer them in a genuine manner and feel really good about himself. Even though he's had a couple of days rest, these extra days, he's coming off the 120. But prior to that, I thought the work numbers were good. That's why I was a little bit more comfortable going with that beyond the no-hitter, just the 120, 19, whatever it was. He was like in the 80s, 90s, and like maybe right around 100 pitches the previous start. So that's good. And that's what happens when you're careful, regarding monitoring all that stuff. And then here comes that moment you might need a little bit more. And then you feel better about permitting that little bit more in that moment.
So that T-shirt Joe's wearing, do simple better. The process is fearless. Try not to suck. Embrace the target. All these Maddenisms have been made into T-shirts, and they're very popular. And if you would like one of these T-shirts, you see they have a kids version. We will show you a Mother's Day version a little later. Go to corkedbaseball.com. Proceeds benefit Joe's foundation, which is called Respect 90. So corkedbaseball.com. Here are your pitchers. Taylor Youngman off to a rough start for the Brewers, and Jake Arrieta already 4-0 with a sub-1 earned run average. We are just moments away from the Brewers and the Cubs coming up from Wrigley Field.
My favorite holiday, opening day, kicks off Bear season. 16 weeks of celebrating all over Chicago. I'll have 75 to 100 of my family and friends here to celebrate. And you know the thing about family, you gotta feed them. I usually greet everybody as they're coming down the driveway. Let's go Bears, who's feeling it? The Bears, that's what we celebrate here in Chicago, and we do it good.
We try to stay directly within the Fields Auto Group. Fields has a wonderful reputation.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group. We simply treat people the way we want to be treated.
They're as invested in me as a person as I am in them, and that makes a huge difference. It makes me come back.
It includes our free loaners, free car washes, and cafes. It's all part of the Fields Matters program.
I felt confident in buying because of the service and the fact that this dealership would stand behind it.
Fields matters because you matter.
Bill Jacobs Volkswagen.
Online feedback.
A no-pressure experience from start to finish.
I was taken care of the minute I walked in.
5 stars.
Right now at Bill Jacobs Volkswagen, lease a new 2016 Jetta S for just $99 a month. Bill Jacobs Volkswagen, home of the $99 lease.
Visit us at Bill Jacobs Volkswagen in Naperville and online at BillJacobsBW.com.
These guys do such an incredible job, really.
Jake Arrieta has just pitched a no-hitter at Dodger Stadium.
Here comes the 2-2. In the air, this should do it. It's a no-hitter. Jake Arrieta has done it again. 2 no-hitters in consecutive seasons, 20-1 since June 21st of last year, and only Mother Nature stopped Jake Arrieta. Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. It is cold and overcast once again here on the north side, but we are set for baseball after a rainout last night. Brewers and the Cubs in a rain-shortened 2-game series. And as we get going today, the catching situation has changed a little bit for the Cubs, and our Coors Light game report presented by Kelly Kroll on the field. Kelly?
Thanks a lot, Lynn. Yeah, well, Miguel Montero moved to the DL. It'll be David Ross behind the plate for Jake Arrieta today and John Lester tomorrow. Of course, he was behind the plate for that no-hitter just a week ago. And he took one for the team, guys, just like the bullpen, all staying in their own seats exactly where they were inning by inning as Jake continued on. It was David Ross who told me in about the 3rd inning needed to use the restroom very badly. badly, but by the 5th inning, seeing what Jake was doing, he was not going to let that happen. He held it the whole game. He said, I had to do my part if everybody else was, and he believes that maybe had something to do with Jake Arrieta's no-hitter. But no, truthfully, Lynn, as I send it back up to you, he's a guy that Joe Maddon says is irreplaceable on this team. I mean, people might start clamoring about his offense if he's not hitting, but his true value is so much more than that to this team, always in guys' ears, teaching especially the young guys how to not only be great ball players, but great human beings. David Ross behind the plate today.
Thank you, Kelly. Tim Fedorovich is here from AAA Iowa. And Jake Arrieta ready to work. We'll get the Brewers lineup here in a second as Jonathan VR, switch hitting shortstop, will start it. And here we go. Arrieta's first pitch is in the dirt on a fastball at 95. That's outside for ball 2. Hopefully he had a bad bullpen, right?
Yeah, after the no-hitter, he told us it was really sloppy in the bullpen. And that's the amazing thing about that no-no last time out. He was not particularly sharp, especially early in that ball game. His stuff was good, but it was not the typical location for Arrieta. He is our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher, and that has a little different ring to it, doesn't it, when Arrieta's the guy on the mound. So far, he's been close to perfect. Certainly in the win department, he has been. 4 starts, 4 wins, and 0.87 earned run average.
Swing and a miss. And it's 2-2. Cubs are 15-5, 3 games ahead of the surging Pirates, who've won 4 in a row. Milwaukee 8-12, tied with Cincinnati for 4th. And there we go. First batter of the game shatters his bat. And VR making the big turn. He's going to hold with a single. Ball gets by Zobrist, but Rizzo backing it up. So there you go.
Man.
And that tells you how hard it is to throw a no-hitter.
Yeah, it sure does. He made a good pitch, broke the bat. And that thing is about 3 inches off the outside corner and down. Shatters his lumber. But Johnny Vandermeer, his record is safe.
Yep. On a 45-degree afternoon. And here's Alex Presley getting the start in right. Both teams have the same starting pitcher and same lineup they had scheduled for the game that was rained out last night. No makeup has yet been announced, as the Brewers will come back to Wrigley Field twice in mid-August and mid-September. And if you have your ticket stub from last night, hang on to it. LaStella way in at third. There goes the runner, and Presley fouls away. It looks early on like the Brewers have decided if we get base runners, we're going to be aggressive. And here's Craig Counsell's Brewers Southwest starting lineup. VR, Presley, Ryan Braun did not start the other night, but he did knock in 2 off the bench. Lucroy, Carter, Neuenhuis in the middle. Aaron Hill, the third baseman. Yadiel Rivera at second. Scooter Gennett put on the disabled list today. And the pitcher Youngman batting 9th.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for the Brewers to be aggressive, especially early. Guys at the top of the order that can run a little bit. Presley handles the bat pretty well. To think you're going to just sit back and string a bunch of hits together against Arrieta, that's not likely. To think you're going to knock a couple balls out of the ballpark off of him on a day like today, that's not likely.
Alfonso Marquez is back at the plate. Chris Guccione, David Rackley, and the crew chief Larry Vanover on the bases. The lights are on this overcast day. And in the air to left, that's Bryant for the first out.
Well, let's position the Cubs for you here defensively. You saw Chris Bryant out there in left make the play on the pop-up. He's got Fowler next to him in center. Jason Hayward, the Gold Glover, in right. LaStella gets a start at third today. Russell and Zobrist up the middle. Main ingredient at first base, David Ross. You know, he led all catchers last year, all Major League catchers in pickoffs. He picked off 5 last year. He's picked off 1 already this year. Very good at shutting down the running game. It's a bit of a challenge with Jake on the mound because Jake is not particularly quick to home plate.
Boo Bird's out for Ryan Braun. Yet David Ross had a walk-off pickoff in Washington last year.
That's right, he did.
I think it took me a year to come up with that phrase. Would have been better if I'd thought of it that night.
Maybe it'll happen again.
Swing and a miss. 8th inning pinch hit, 2-run double in game 1 for Braun. And he has hit 23 career homers against the Cubs since his debut in 07. It's the 3rd most among all Major League hitters. Only Albert Pujols and Joey Votto have hit more against the Cubs. Big lead by VR. Not running.
It's twitchy down there like he wanted to go. Braun off to a very good start this year, hitting for a high average. He's hitting for power. He's been driving the ball the other way. Had back issues, had surgery, had a thumb problem. All systems go now, healthy and swinging it well. Four out of 10 in his career against Jake Arrieta. One of those 4 hits, a long ball.
The check on VR. One other game going on right now. Detroit leading Oakland 4-2 in the 4th. The Pirates and Rockies have been postponed in Denver. When they made the announcement, 37 degrees at Coors Field. There he goes again, and Ross's throw is late.
A good aggressive lead. You see the break by VR, so he gets into scoring position for Braun.
Challenge and a close play. Two-two. And now it's full. Wind out of the northeast at 12 miles an hour today. Three-two to Braun, and it's ball 4.
Well, you know, LaCroix coming up here obviously has a very good resume. He's a good hitter. 2-3 years ago, he led the league in batting average with runners in scoring position. But Braun is still that guy in the batting order for the Brewers, especially the way he has started this year, that you're going to identify as, you know, if you get a chance to pitch around or certainly not give into, he would be the guy. And who's willing to accept his walk, and Jake will start fresh with LaCroix.
Don't want to bludgeon you with numbers, but in the case of Arrieta, there are so many good ones. And here's the pitch. Ball 1 on LaCroix. Cubs have won his last 17 starts. That ties the franchise record.
Only pitcher in Cubs history to win 20 games over a 24-start stretch. He won the National League Player of the Week last year. And the 1-0 with the runners on the move. And they're safe. So 3 steals in the inning. 2 by VR. And Arrieta's Wrigley Field scoreless streak in jeopardy, second and third with 1 out.
Yeah, they never really made him stop out at second base. Would have been a good time to step off, check his momentum a little bit.
Infield back, 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
Jake will go 91 and 96 with the fastball. Likes to sink it. He'll also elevate the four-seamer. You've got that slider or cutter. He throws about 88, 89 miles an hour. Curveball and the changeup. He'll run away from the lefties.
3 of his first 4 starts have come on the road. 3-1. The other start at Wrigley was on the 16th of this month. 8 shutout innings against the Rockies. And again, with first base open now, and you've got a strikeout candidate on deck, Arrieta may not give in to Lucroy. And he doesn't.
And it can be a bit of a perilous strategy to be this defensive early. You know, Carter certainly has big time pop, and if he was able to drive one out of here, all of a sudden you're down 4 runs. But I think, you know, Arrieta's supremely confident in his ability to make pitches and just willing not to give in. He's not conceding anything. It's interesting, you know, Joe Madden had his infield back, so Joe's like, you know, we get a ground ball to the middle of the infield, we'll trade an out for a run. Arrieta's mindset is, no, I'm not conceding anything.
Right. Carter off to a very good start. Bases loaded, 1 out. And ball 1.
So the misses have been down with that fastball, which is, you know, you better to miss down than out over the middle of the plate. But he needs to make a little bit of an adjustment here, recalibrate, and start finding the zone.
Well, you had an extra day as it was after the no-hitter with the Cubs being off on Monday, and you had the rain out last night, so it's been 6 full days off between starts. And the 1-0 pitch, that is in for strike 1. Carter's done a lot of damage in these spots. Big moment in this game right off the bat. Two and 1.
And Carter will take his walks. He strikes out a lot, but he also better than average in terms of working a walk.
2-1 is fouled back. You're the first analyst I've ever heard say, and I agree with you, that a bases loaded walk is not necessarily the worst case scenario.
No, and it's one that, you know, fans usually react angrily. There's a lot of boos. You know, Arrieta's not going to be booed, but a lot of times you see it happen to a pitcher. But yeah, you've got a dangerous hitter in there.
I'd love to make his pitch right here. 2-2, and here it comes, and he got it. That is the second out, and it'll bring up Kurt Neuenhuis.
This is just a challenge fastball. After a couple of cutters, inner half and up a little bit.
2 hits, including a double in the opening game of this set. 3 on, 2 down. Pitch number 25 for Jake here in the first. Ball 1.
That's easy gas, boy. That's just relaxed 95 right there. Jake going with the mind over matter approach, sleeveless on this cold day.
The beard's keeping him warm.
It's as if he's saying to the hitters, you guys cold? I'm not cold. I'm good to go.
Crowd getting into it. The 1-2 pitch, knocked down by Ross. He was ready to do that on a curveball. 2-2.
As soon as VR got to second base, Jake is taking on a pitch away from contact approach. He's not thinking about letting him put it in play. He's thinking about punching him out.
Well, a lot will happen on this one. Runners will move with 2 outs.
Yeah, he tried to get him to chase a couple of breaking balls. Neuenhuis did a nice job laying off. Now I think he's just got to go back to basics. You need a 2-seamer. Down and away. Oh, we're going to go cutter in, I think.
The 3-2 fouled back.
I think Rossi was starting to sneak inside a little bit.
Another 3-2, swing and a miss, and Arrieta gets out of it. It's almost like he's challenging himself. Yeah, load the bases, couple of walks. Ho hum. Cubs coming up when we come back.
Hey, Chicago, when did paying for airfare become so unfair? At Southwest, we believe in transparency. Transparency means we don't dream up ways we can trick you into paying more. It's why we still let 2 bags fly free and don't have change fees. So our low fares stay low. Just the way you like it.
Finish your projects in half the time with Painter's Touch Ultra Cover 2X spray paint from Rust-Oleum and Menards. It delivers twice the coverage of other brands. Great for wood, metal, plastic, and more. On sale just $198 each after rebate. Get clean, precise painting results with Painter's Mate Green Tape. It removes easily for perfect results every time. All on sale. Choose from multi-packs and 3 widths for just $9.96 each. Menards is your complete painting headquarters.
Save big money at Menards.
So all the latest safety features, they're available in every Hyundai SUV, right?
Yes, indeed. The Tucson, Santa Fe Sport, 3-row Santa Fe, all backed by America's Best warranty.
Great. Because our family is about to get a lot bigger.
Oh, congratulations.
On what?
I'm telling him tonight.
Hurry in and lease the 2016 Tucson for just $179 a month.
What's up? Hello?
The leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Dexter Fowler gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicagoland Food Depository. Now the rest of the Cubs Southwest starting lineup off to a great start, and 9-2 against their own division. Fowler, Hayward, and Bryant christened left today. Rizzo, Zobrist, LaStella, Tommy playing third. Russell had the big game-winning hit on Tuesday. Ross the catcher, Arrieta the pitcher.
Brewers defensively, Braun, Neuenhuis, Presley, left, center, right. Hill, VR, Rivera, Carter around the infield. Jonathan LaCroix, rock solid behind the plate. And the Alexis starting pitcher for the Brewers this afternoon, the big right-hander, Taylor Youngman. Rugged start for him so far, 0-3 with an .847 through 4 starts. 26 years old. Big guy, 6'6", 220.
12th overall pick in 2011. Couple of Texas guys battling here. Jake Arrieta lives in Austin. Youngman born in Temple, Texas. Here's the 1-0 to Fowler, and a little soft liner for a base hit. Benny's likes it. The Greater Chicagoland Food Depository benefits as well.
Youngman has been hit hard, and he's also struggled with command. He's walked 10 in 17 innings. Got a crossfire delivery, works from the third base side of the rubber and really throws across his body.
Hayward went 0 for 5 in game 1 after piling up 10 hits over his previous 5 games, and he fouls back.
And it's all about timing now for Jason. He's been a little late at times, and so he's not driving the ball. Hasn't gone deep yet. Only 4 extra base hits, but you know it's in there. Looks like he's holding his hands just a little bit further away from his body. You know, John Maley, the hitting coach, has been working with him to try to get a little separation, get those hands back into a loaded position a little bit earlier.
And a little pop up near the plate. And Lucroy's got it, foul ground. For out number 1. Cubs would like a big win here, and then they'll get dressed up for the annual Bricks and Ivy ball tonight down at Navy Pier.
Did you shine your shoes?
No. My shoes are in good shape, but I did not specifically shine them today. You?
No, I haven't.
Chris Bryant, the batter. Whoa, they just got drilled.
So Youngman, he goes 87 to 93. Average fastball this year right around 90 miles an hour, and that's down from what he did last year. Also throws a curveball and a change. Did a nice job for the Brewers last year. His rookie season made 21 starts, was 9-8 with a 3.77 ERA. Really good early on after he got called up. But struggled in September, did not throw the ball well this spring, and is off to a really poor start here. So some concern for sure in the Brewer camp about their young right-hander.
Well decorated. Dick Hauser Trophy winner in college, 2011, University of Texas. foul. In high school, went to Rogers High School and then Georgetown High School in Texas. 12-2 with an 0.90 as a freshman, 10-1 with an 0.84 as a sophomore, 13-0 with an 0.40 as a junior, and then his senior year 14-0 with an 0.77. He was Jake Arrieta in high school.
Yeah, but Jake Arrieta is Jake Arrieta in the big leagues.
Right.
And that's the amazing thing when you look at the numbers that Arrieta is putting up. That's what you go, yeah, that's the big kid in Little League. It strikes everybody out, hits a home run.
Two on, one out. And a fake towards second. Cubs are scoring over 6 runs per game. Second best in the major leagues behind only the Cardinals. They seem to be putting up double digits every night. Cardinals beat the Diamondbacks 11-4 last night. Adam Wainwright with his first win. He hit a 3-run triple as well. Three and one. So Arrieta needed 31 pitches to get to the top of the first, and Youngman with a couple of base runners working a deep count against Rizzo.
Rizzo has walked more than he has struck out. Same for Zobrist, who waits on deck.
They're loaded up for Zobrist, and he's got a 6-game walk streak as he heads to the plate.
Yeah, there are only 11 players in the National League who have walked more than they've struck out, and then 2 of them are back-to-back here in the Cubs batting order today. We've seen improved plate discipline from the likes of Addison Russell, Chris Bryant, staying in the zone, and, not swinging and missing as much as he did last year. So those young guys are trending upward. You know what Zobrist is all about. This lineup really hasn't hit their stride yet, which is really amazing considering all the runs they've scored.
Three on, one out. 6 career grand slams for Zobrist. Way wide. Surprised that pitch stayed on the screen on our pitch tracks.
Tremendous range factor by LaCroix.
It's low. Fowler, the lead man, he singled. Bryant was hit by a pitch. Rizzo walked. Popped up. Hill near the dugout, and it's off his glove. And new life for Zobrist. So Hill had a shot at it.
If he had Chris Bryant's reach, probably catches this ball.
So he's charged with an error. By the way, if he had caught that ball and flipped into the dugout, Fowler would have been allowed to score.
Yeah, it was just called a no play. So
oh, okay. They changed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was not an easy play, but I'm sure one Hill would tell you he should have made. Ground ball, base hit. Here comes Fowler. Bryant to the plate. 2-0 Cubs in the first.
Brewers threatened, failed to score against Arrieta. The Cubs come out and put a 2-spot on Youngman, and that's the last thing Craig Counsell wanted to see, his young right-hander who is really scuffling to get off to a bad start here this afternoon. Carried an 8.47 ERA into this game. But of course Ben Zobrist was going to drive in runs because this is his day. 2011, on this date, he drove in 10 runs in a doubleheader, 8 in one ball game. You do not want to pitch to this guy.
Not on April 28th.
No.
No.
Clearly, they did not read the scouting report.
First and third, still only one out, and it's Tommy La Stella. Go for ball one. And Youngman has had all kinds of problems here early on in the season. And giving up first inning runs can't help his confidence too much today. He has yet to deal a quality start. He's now allowed as many earned runs as innings pitched.
At that delivery, we talked about the crossfire nature of it. Of course, Jake Arrieta works across his body as well, not to the extent that Youngman does, so they can provide some deception. But right now, I think he's having a hard time finding a consistent release point.
And on the hands, La Stella pops it up. Hill will get another chance, and this time he makes the grab. So 2 outs, and it will bring up Addison Russell. Curve for a strike. So Russell with the game-winning hit in the opening contest of the first 2 homestands. A dramatic homer against the Reds on April 11th, and the go-ahead 2-run triple to start this homestand Tuesday. Ground ball to short, charged by VR, and the inning is over. Ben Zobrist with a 2-run single. Cubs lead 2-0 after 1.
Oh, turned up my jam. Turn it, crank it, pump it. I'm feeling woke. Oh, tell me I don't feel lit. Girls love the auto-tune. There it is. Found our chill.
Close enough.
Try the Daily Double from McDonald's. It's piled high with crisp lettuce and a juicy slice of tomato. And for only $2.19, it's a handful for less than a pocketful.
Girl, bye.
Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, we're on the adventure of a lifetime, and we need something that can keep up.
Well, the RAV4 is tech-savvy, has an NHTSA 5-star overall safety rating, and plenty of cargo space for your gear so you'll be ready for anything. Now, what kind of adventure are we talking about?
You're looking at him.
Aw, double trouble.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2016 RAV4, or lease RAV4 for only $209 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Hello, beautiful. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hi, Anthony. How much did my discount double check save me?
About $150.
Done.
I don't have State Farm, but insurance, find me money.
I got you $1. Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you with unexpected savings. That's getting to a better state.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. And look at that, Jake is pitching. How fitting. They're having pretzels. And why not? Hunker down, bundle up, have some food, watch some hardball. Good way to spend an afternoon. Arrieta wobbled in the first, but stiffened, punched out the final two to get out of a jam.
Here's Aaron Hill. A big error the other night that led to a couple of unearned runs, and then the catch he could not make near the dugout, and the Zobrist 2-run single. He did almost hit a big homer in the ninth, though. Crushed one to left for the final out of the game against Hector Rondon. 2 strikes on him. 7 out of 17. With a homer against Arrieta. That goes back to their American League East days. As he grounds out to Zobrist. So you have the former Blue Jay against the former Oriole, grounding out to the former Ray. Yadiel Rivera playing second. Scooter Gennett with the oblique got scratched on Tuesday, was out of their lineup last night. Of course, we had the rain out, and then today he was placed on the disabled list.
Well, oblique injury, though, those can linger too. And Scooter Gennett off to a good start, hitting for power. And will be down for a while.
Rivera really opened some eyes in spring training as he grounds out. So 2 quick outs for Arrieta. Hey, Cub fans, let's go. Tickets are still available for the 3-game weekend series against the Braves. That'll start tomorrow afternoon. Get your tickets at Cubs.com. A reminder, the Cubs added metal detectors at all the Wrigley Field gates. Please make sure to give yourself extra time to enter the ballpark. For more info, Cubs.com/security. If you're not sick of my voice, you can hear a little tutorial on Cubs.com about the new security procedures. Oh, 2.
You narrated that?
I did.
Did you go? Did you kind of look John Facenda? Did you get real dramatic like NFL films?
When you enter the frozen tundra.
One shot at the punch out there. Now he'll get after Youngman, trying to have a very quick, efficient inning after laboring in the first.
Ball strike 3. So efficient in the second after laboring in the first. Arrieta leading 2-0 early.
Get major league coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year.
T-Mobile hit it out of the park. We doubled our LTE coverage to cover over 305 million Americans. And our new extended range LTE goes 2 times farther and works 4 times better in buildings than before. Switch to T-Mobile for major league coverage today.
Let's go. That's pretty sweet.
The starting lineup for your Chicago Bulls.
This is the most ridiculous thing that's ever happened in my life.
I joined Binny's in 1955. A winning team needs experience.
Nah, the Binny's team needs youth.
Guys, a great team needs both. That's why Binny's has been #1 in Chicago since 1948.
Ah, I should tweet that.
Rookie.
Honda believes in helping you use your garage to its fullest potential.
That's why we're offering great deals on the things you'll want in your garage, like the Honda CR-V. The best-selling SUV in America comes with a standard multi-angle rear-view camera. And plenty of cargo space. Great for transporting lots of stuff, say to storage or a dump. Hurry to the Honda Dream Garage sales event. You've got a garage to fill.
Time's running out on all the great deals. Don't miss the event. Now at your Honda dealer.
Sunday, Beer Money is back. It's Chicago's most popular game show where fans test their sports trivia knowledge and try to win cold hard cash. Beer Money, Sunday night at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Some Rizzos, yeah.
Breakfast of Champions.
Very popular item in the Chicago area. Here's Taylor Youngman for his second inning. Ross Arrieta Fowler helps grab the lead on a Ben Zobrist 2-run single and a strike on David Ross. Miguel Montero placed on the 15-day disabled list today. And retroactive to Monday with lower back tightness. They have selected catcher Tim Fedorovich from AAA Iowa. And he is available today. Off to a good start offensively with Iowa, but really main reason he's here is his ability to handle a pitching staff. One and two. So we'll see how Joe decides to split the playing time. Way inside on Ross.
A lot of arm side misses, bad misses for Youngman here in the early going. Again, that across the body delivery, he's just having a hard time kind of getting out in front and finding the strike zone. You know Ross will be in there tomorrow. It's John Lester Day tomorrow. Really good action on the curveball, and that's the one thing that cross body delivery will do for you. You can really create some leverage to get good action on the breaking ball.
Deep drive left field, way back, out of here. Might be on Waveland.
A no doubter from David Ross. His second. There's your Ford home run replay. Pretty swing by the veteran.
Career homer number 98, our Ford home run replay. That ball was crushed. .420 feet. Rattled Youngman. He's 3-0 on the pitcher. Jake off to a terrific start at the plate. Ooh, swinging. How many pitchers get a 3-0 green light? Have you ever seen that?
I don't know that I have.
Joe liked it.
I'm not sure he had a green light. I think he just took a green light. I don't think they gave him a take. I think the assumption was that he would take on his own there. But do not assume.
Presley makes the catch. So 1 out, and it's Dexter Fowler. Started the first inning with a single. Outside, ball 1. Tried the curve again and got the corner that time. 1-1. How many witty coaches have talked to this pitcher and said, now, young man, ... I
thought you were going to make a going with a Henny young man.
Well, I think we did that the last time we saw him.
Oh, his head's got to be swirling right now after this slow start. I don't know what the Brewers have in reserve down on the farm, but when you're, second year in the league, you get off to this kind of start, your mind starts to race. How long are they going to stick with me?
Racing over is Neuenhuis. Wednesday, May 25th. Kerry Wood will bring the heat. Sign up and get a chance to swing for the fences, competing for the Battle of the Bats home run champion at Wrigley Field. It's your chance to step to the plate for Chicago's kids and support the Wood Family Foundation and Cubs Charities. For details, visit CubsCharities.com. To Hayward is the called strike.
Brewers starters have compiled a 5.88 earned run average. It's the 13th in the National League. Better only than the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. You almost have to throw the Rockies out of that equation.
Three and two. David Ross leading off the inning. A booming home run. It's Neuenhuis again in center, and the inning is over. David Ross helping out his pitcher, and it's 3-0 Cubs after 2 from Wrigley Field.
Now it's in the hands of the bullpen, and out comes Papa John.
It looks like he's taking this official pizza thing pretty seriously.
For just $6.99 each, get 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas.
Papa John's, the official pizza of Major League Baseball.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. I'm attorney Howard Ankin. If you've been hurt at work or injured in an auto accident, I'd like to be your lawyer. Please call me at 312-600-0000. Ankin Law. Injury law. Made personal.
It's our firm belief that corners are meant to be hugged, not cut.
Luxury without compromise. The Audi A3, starting at $30,900. Experience uncompromised luxury at your local Audi dealer.
4x for scenic routes that only you find scenic. For the great outdoors and the great indoors. For knowing boundaries are there to be crossed. 4x4 today, tomorrow, we're never saying Jeep Cherokee. It's how we live 4x forever. Get 0% APR for 75 months or $2,500 combined cash allowance plus $500 bonus cash on 2016 Cherokee models.
Tonight, CSN Chicago is your Bears draft headquarters. At 5, catch Sports Talk Live. Former Colts coach Tony Dungy joins the show. They'll preview the draft. And at 10:30, get a complete recap and analysis of the first round on Sportsnet Central. Bears draft coverage presented by Miller Lite starts tonight at 5 on CSN Chicago.
Is that a bear that ate a person? Is that a person dressed as a bear?
The star of Revenant. Got little pieces of Leonardo DiCaprio hanging from his teeth.
What a no on VR. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Even better. Wouldn't want to be the guy sitting behind him, but Marietta does not get the low strike that time.
So what do we see here? 48 2/3, 50 2/3 consecutive scoreless now at Wrigley for Jake. 20 consecutive scoreless innings for him against this Brewers club, going back to his last 2 starts last year.
Third walk given up. VR on both times. He stole 2 bases the first time he was on, so I'd expect him to think about it again. Carlos Subero assisting at first base.
At down 3, the thinking may change a little bit, but I would still think that Craig Counsell would be pushing certain guys to run, and VR would be one of them.
Called strike on Presley. Craig Counsell grew up in Milwaukee. Father worked for the club when he was young. Went on to Notre Dame and had a long, very good major league career. And was right in the middle of 2 Game 7 winning rallies in the World Series with the Marlins and the Diamondbacks.
One of those guys that when he was an active player, if you surveyed other players around the league as to who would be a good manager, his name would be near the top of the list. It was quick. Quick feet by Arrieta, close at first. He's not afraid to take an aggressive lead. We saw that first time he was on. Shortened up a little bit now.
Fowler drifting toward left center.
Left fielder Ryan Braun.
Here's Ryan Braun. Yeah, you look at Craig Counsell's playing career. He was not an everyday player for very long, but he played 16 years in the big leagues. Had a couple of good stolen base seasons. He walked a lot, did not hit for power, but he played just about every position on the infield.
Yeah, so he learned a lot about the game. He's a smart guy to begin with. And these new breed of managers are stepping right into a major league dugout.
Scored well in some of the defensive analytics. Had a good value that way, and played in 41 postseason games. Down the middle on Ryan Braun.
Sometimes it's just a matter of paying attention to a guy over there at first base. You don't have to have a quick pickoff move. If you just make a couple throws over there, getting his head a little bit, you're going to shorten him up. Just take away a little bit of that aggressiveness. Ooh, ball on the corner.
Yep. Alfonso Marquez.
You always want that one, and you especially want it against a hitter like Braun, who's 358 lifetime in this ballpark, highest among active players.
Double play ball. 4-6-3 to end the inning. Middle of the third. Cubs 3, Brewers nothing. Hello there.
Ford is America's best-selling brand, and you can see why. Ford Fusion has the turbocharged power and efficiency of the EcoBoost engine and handles almost any condition with intelligent all-wheel drive. Plus, Focus offers next-generation voice-activated Sync 3 technology. Now get a Focus with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash.
Something doesn't feel right. Green lights across the board. What's going on up there?
No backup system, Houston. I'm flying solo here.
Does he have it?
I'm on it. Re-entry in 3, 2, 1.
Thanks for the care package, Houston. Dinner's on me. Just another day in the rocket biz. Oh, fudge nuggets.
Introducing Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro with next-level speed, coverage, marketing, and control features. Plus, Wi-Fi Pro offers what AT&T's Wi-Fi small site doesn't. Professional installation, advanced security, and millions of hotspots nationwide. Looks like taking your business to the next level starts with ditching AT&T. Give your business an edge with Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro. Comcast Business, built for business.
Tomorrow, two of the NL's best first basemen headline an exciting matchup on CSN as Anthony Rizzo and the Cubs face Freddie Freeman's Atlanta Braves. Beginning at 12:30 with Cubs pregame live, presented by Fields Auto on CSN Chicago.
Time for a CSN Bar of the Game. It's presented by Coors Light, and today we honor the Scoreboard Bar and Grill in Lake Zurich. It's kind of a day you can just set the Coors Light outside. You don't even need a refrigerator or ice. It'll stay chilled.
Porch, yep. Put it on a grandma's porch, and you're good to go.
Bryant, Rizzo, and Zobrist. 1-0 pitch to Chris, swing and a miss on the curve.
Now, with his delivery, you would think, well, this guy's got to be tough on right-handed hitters. Coming into this game, right-handed hitters were batting .350 against him.
Foul out of play. 1-2. Who is that? We think it's Clark, but it's Jake Barrietta today, I guess. I like it. He's got that onesie look. Yeah. That Jake had after his first no-hitter. Ground ball foul.
Clark better stay away from the Revenant bear in the stands there. I know it could get a little ugly. You know.
They don't play nice.
Could be a little territorial issue.
Braves come here tomorrow. They're 4-17 going into their game tonight at Fenway Park. So they lost 9 in a row to start the year, won 4 straight, now have lost 8 in a row. Freddie Freeman did hit a home run last night.
I saw that, yeah. So it's they're 4th for their team?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Toward the alley, and it'll get down. Cut off by Neuenhuis, and Bryant held to a single.
I've been shooting the ball that way with the regularity here lately, and that's a good sign when a hitter is willing to go the other way.
Well, we were rained out last night. Game was called at about 6 o'clock earlier in the day. Anthony Rizzo made a visit to Lurie Children's Hospital, one of his frequent stops, and he stopped by the pediatric oncology floor, visited with patients and their families, and brought Cubs gifts as well. Always brings smiles to their faces. Most people who followed this team know that Anthony is a cancer survivor himself, and it means a lot to the children and their families, and he shows up to lend his support. That's a strike.
Yeah, it has to be heartening for so many of those kids to see a guy who's been through it and doing so well now. And some players treat those kinds of responsibilities as a burden. For Anthony, it's an opportunity.
Yep. You've got VR, the shortstop, playing that hybrid short/third position, and Hill has joined Rivera over on the right side. And the pitch. Seen that curveball a lot today from Youngman.
Is it me, or does Youngman keep blowing on his glove hand?
It's like he's got both. Yeah, it's odd.
On a cold day, pitcher can blow on his hand out there on the mound. The umpires will tell each manager in the pitch, yeah, you're good, you can go ahead and blow on your hand like that. But a lot of times he's been blowing into his glove.
Maybe to keep the leather soft. I don't know.
Probably his hand's just cold and he's not really thinking about it too much.
That's going to stay fair, and it's going to get into the corner. Bryant will score. Rizzo's got a double. 4-0. He has knocked in 23 runs already. This is the Cubs' 21st game.
Pitch flattened out, belly button high. Long way for Presley to go to retrieve that one, and Bryant, as we've said many times, can really run. Great tight turn to third base.
Yeah, that might be the one area of this team we haven't talked about enough. The Cubs have a lot of very good base runners. They don't have typical burners, but guys who are really smart. Fowler and Hayward, and Anthony Rizzo has improved a lot the last couple of years. Ben Zobrist, Chris Bryant. I think that's the thing about this offense. It's not a one-trick pony. It's not just, you know, yeah, they'll walk and hit home runs, go station to station. It's not that at all. It's become way more dynamic.
Yeah, Joe encourages them to be aggressive, so you always you walk that line between aggressiveness and recklessness, and every now and then a guy will cross over and make a mistake.
That ball's dropped by Carter. Youngman over to first, and they get Zobrist. They'll go 3-1 with Rizzo holding. And some very early action. Veteran left-hander Chris Capuano is up.
Hey, he's wearing his Arrieta beard thing. Yeah. Kind of cool of him to do that. Well, might he be a guy that Craig Counsell turns to step into the rotation? These young guys continue to struggle.
Jake has commented that he thinks the beard plays into the whole intimidation thing, so maybe other pitchers are trying the same. Strike on La Stella. If it were only that easy.
Yeah,
right?
The beard with 89 miles an hour nowhere near as intimidating as 95 with all the... There's a herd mentality in baseball in the era of the facial hair.
I'm going to wear a tank top undershirt, grow a beard, and eat a lot of kale. I'll be the next National League Cy Young Award winner. La Stella in the air out into deep left. Braun is back on it. It's over his head. Rizzo's going to score. La Stella to second. It's 5-0.
Well, he got 16 runs for Jake last time he pitched. Off and running here again today. And La Stella had that big day in Cincinnati on Sunday. Had a couple of doubles and a home run. So a good pop the other way this time.
Derek Johnson, the Brewers pitching coach, former member of the Cubs baseball department, as the minor league pitching coordinator, and he'll be told to break it up. Hey kids, Sundays are back at Wrigley Field. Make sure you get tickets to this Sunday's series finale with the Braves. After the game, the first 1,000 kids 13 and younger will get the opportunity to run the bases, weather permitting. For more information on how to receive a field access wristband for your child to run the bases, go to Cubs.com/kids. I feel like the curveball is becoming his main pitch.
Yeah, I don't think he trusts his fastball. He's having a hard time commanding it. He has good action on his curveball, so I think it's a matter of trust.
Billy Joel once said. 0-2. Two in the first, one in the second, a couple more here in the third.
Billy Joel said he didn't have command of his fastball.
Something like that. JD's pulling out his Arrieta conversion chart. 5-0 feels like what?
feels like game over.
He got him on the curve. is his first strikeout. You're going to sit curve. This would be the day to do it.
Yeah, and you know he's trying to go either outside corner or off the plate with that curveball. Tough to get that pitch called. The front door curveball like that you don't often see called, but according to our grid there, it found the corner. There's another one. I mean, that's just inner half curveballs aren't the pitch you normally see guys trying to throw, and I don't know that that's where he's trying to leave that pitch. I guess you're just trying to find the zone with it.
Inside on a fastball.
If he continues to struggle, I wonder if they would try repositioning him on the rubber a little bit.
Pop to right. Alex Presley hauls it in. Two more in on a couple of RBI doubles. Rizzo and then La Stella 2 batters later. 5-0 after 3.
Sleepy's biggest Serta sale ever is 2 days only. Save on our entire selection of Serta mattresses with Sertapedic gel sets starting at $199 each piece. Get a free box spring with any Serta Perfect Sleeper mattress and a free blanket and sheet set with any iComfort. Experience Sleepy's new and exclusive iSeries collection, now up to $1,000 off. Plus, get 0% financing for 72 months on Tempur-Pedic. Sleepy's, the only mattress professionals.
Meet the product development experts at Turtle Wax. They invented Dash and Glass. Consumers voted it 2016 Product of the Year. They made it so people don't have to worry about getting dash cleaner on the glass or glass cleaner on the dash because Turtle Wax Dash and Glass cleans both. Turtle Wax. Trusted innovation inside and out.
I solemnly swear that my KFC $20 fill-up will fill your family of 4 up with 8 pieces of delicious original recipe chicken and sides. It's a meal that's freshly prepared every day. Court adjourned. Colonel quality guaranteed.
The 2016 Kia Soul has more total interior volume than the Honda Fit. How much more? Observe. .6 cubic feet. Or a whole lot of jelly beans. More. Discover the spacious Soul. Discover the new Kia. Lease the Soul for only $169 a month or get 0% financing. Visit your local Kia dealer today.